Circumstances made me what I am. Everyone should understand. Circumstances made me what I am. Was I born a violent man? Circumstances made me what I am. Everyone should know. May sound strange, might sound foolish, but things are getting better. Every day another fall victim to the beretta. Why is there so much violence killing me one another? Let us learn to love and let that light shine brighter. Bad influence you influence the youth and get slaughtered. As bad man used to be, they respect the father. It's like your eyes don't realize the times get harder. Me talk all night without my mind and still is laughter. Circumstances made me what I am. Was I born a violent man? Circumstances made me what I am. And everyone should know. Him say, when I try to cope, tell myself there is hope. It seems like the biggest joke. And as I put down the gun, still dollars must run. I know when blind men can't come. And me a jam and a cool, one go back in a school. The system lick me. There's no hope for those who have not from the slum. Take the little much we have still hunting me down. I'm begging to show some love. When we get back here, reply, circumstances made me what I am. Was I born a violent man? Circumstances made me what I am. And everyone should know. With a little crime, I'm a cry, Papa cry too. She want the boy with a heart and that couldn't do. You know them find it deaf with a Smith and Wesson. 6 weeks and change now. Me a remiss. Why so much violence? Too much violence. It hurts my soul and I won't keep silent. Circumstances made me what I am. That was his reply, I cry. Circumstances made me what I am. Everyone should know. May sound strange, might look foolish, but things are getting better. Every day another fall victim to the beretta. Why is there so much violence killing me one another? Let us learn to love and let that light shine brighter. Bad influence you influence the youth and get slaughtered. As bad man used to be, them respect the father. It's like no eyes don't realize the times get harder. I talk all night with all my might and still is laughter. Circumstances made me what I am. Was I born a violent man? Circumstances made me what I am. And everyone should know now. And when I try to cope, tell myself there is hope. It seems like the biggest joke. And as I put down the gun, collateral must run. I know when blind men can't come. And me a think about cool, one go back in a school. The system lick me. There's no hope for those who have not from the slum. Take the little much we have, still until we done. Only we show some love, only we get back some now. Circumstances made me what I am. Was I born a violent man? Circumstances made me what I am. Every man should know.
Good afternoon, brothers and sisters. Good afternoon. It's a beautiful day here in the territory of New Orleans, Louisiana. It's a beautiful day here in the territory of New Orleans, Louisiana. It's a warm one outside. Brothers and sisters, we have in the studio here today with us one of our comrades in arms, one of our brothers who get down and dirty with us in the fight for equity, in the fight for liberty, in the fight for justice. You're listening to The Proven Truth. You're listening to The Proven Truth with your brother and host Anthony Brown, coming to you live from the studio of Radio Gumbo Creole here in the territory of New Orleans, Louisiana. To participate in the show, you can dial 504-303-8922. To listen to us, you can also dial from your device 712-432-7883. You can also check us out on the web by going to www.radiogombocreole.net. That's RadioGombocreol.net. We live stream this and every show on the Facebook. You can check us out on the Facebook at Anthony Brown for Assessor 2017. That's Anthony Brown for ASSESSOR 2017. On this show, our objective is to inform, to raise the level of consciousness, to recommend critical thinking and encourage independent approach to your day-to-day life. Again, you are tuned into the Proven Truth with your brother and host Anthony Brown. To participate, 504-303-8922. We the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessing of liberty to ourselves and our prosperity, do ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of America. The United States Constitution. All government of rights originate with the people, is formed on their will alone, and is instituted to protect the right of the individual and for the good of the whole. Its only legitimate ends are to secure justice for all, preserve peace, protect the rights, and promote the happiness and general welfare of the people. The Louisiana Constitution. Don't you just love that part, my brother, where it says, yes, where it says, and promote the happiness and general welfare of the people? You don't just love that?
Yes, sir.
I love it. Because people don't understand. And that's the reason why we read these two documents, you know. Again, brothers and sisters, for those of you who don't know, we have here in the studio with us your next U.S. Congress representative, Belden Nooniman Baptiste. Say hi to the people in Belden.
Yes, how y'all doing out there? To everyone.
Yes, that's what my chief? That's Belden. Say hi to the people again, Belden.
Hi everyone out there. Hope y'all have a good day. And just saying hi.
Okay, so we have in the studio here with us again, Belden Baptiste. He will be on the ballot sometime in the near coming future. Looking to replace that clown we have there right now, Cedric Richmond. All right. Okay, let's continue with the program before we get deep into this whole political thing. All right. We know that the month of February is history for this year, 2018. We know that. However, we being black conscious, we recognize the fact that the history of the black man, the history of black people, the history of black people all over the diaspora cannot just be marooned to 1 month.
True.
We recognize and we know that for a fact. We recognize and know that the history of the black man is civilization, predates any other civilization that we talk about today. We know that. We know that for the most part, the black people that find themselves within the continent or on the continent or within these United States, for the most part, did not came here because of their own free will. We know that. And we also know for a fact that before those black people who came here in bondage, enslaved against their will, there was black people on this or within this region. We know this for a fact.
Yes.
We know of the great works, sacrifice of our ancestors.
Yes.
We know that. We know of the exploitation, of the vandalization, of the turmoil, of the unfairness in all aspects of life against the black man and the black race. And because of that, even though today is what they call the 1st of March 2018, we still celebrate and will continue to celebrate as long as we have a life in our body, the work, sacrifice of our ancestors. And it is to that extent that we recognize and honor a Marcus Mosiah Garvey. Now, brothers and sisters, let me share something with you real quick. It's sad. It's a sad note when, or it's a sad state of affairs when we have black people who don't recognize themselves as being black. It's a sad state of affairs when we have black people right here in these territories who fail to recognize that their mere existence is a lot more than what they are seeing here today. That there was people way before us who, because of their sacrifice and their exploitation, that we exist here today. It's a sad state of affairs. It was yesterday that I was talking to a group. Well, God created them man. God created them man, so I'm gonna refer to them as men. But in reality, they are far from that. However, it was yesterday that I was talking to a group of men, black men, who fail to recognize the history or the connection with the ancestors and with Mother Africa. And they were so adamant in professing the fact that I am an American and that's who I am and that's all that matters. Now, don't get me wrong. I will tell anybody I recognize the fact that I, Anthony Brown, is an American too. Okay, when I choose to be. Not when you tell me that I'm American. When I choose to be. For those of you who read the Constitution, you'll know what I'm talking about. Okay? You'll know what I'm talking about. Nobody can tell me the Constitution tells you, the 14th Amendment tells you who is an American. The 14th Amendment tells you who is an American, or the requirement for you. Look, I ask people every day, I say, okay, like I asked the guys, Mr. Nooney, I said to them, I said, look, why are you American? Because I'm born here. What again? That's the only reason why you're an American? They lost. They don't know. I said, look, man, I am American. I am an American. And I can tell you why I am American, or why I categorize myself as American. All right? And where you can find it in the written words.
That's right.
If you're an American, my brother, the document, what we call the Constitution, is the legal authority by which all of us are governed. You understand? And, well, let's back up a bit, because that's not factually right. It's not factually right. So let me back up a bit. But the Constitution is that legal authority by which the powers that be get their marching orders from. You see what I'm talking about?
That's right.
We the people within these unions create that document for those people who we call government.
That's right.
You see what I'm talking about?
Yes.
We actually stand outside of that document, you know. That document, when you hear people talk about the constitutional right, what are they talking about? They use that term loosely, the constitutional right. My brother, there is no such thing as a constitutional right now. No. There is no such thing. The Constitution was instituted for a group of people we call government. And within the Constitution, we outline certain facts to these people who we call government, telling these people that, look, there is certain inalienable rights that the people possess that you cannot touch. So leave that alone. And if you infringe on those constitutional guaranteed rights, you catch that?
I got you.
Constitutional guaranteed right. My right, just like your right, my brother, come from God. Only God himself, man.
That's right.
Can tell us what and what not to do. And we have that spiritual connection with God.
That's right.
Right? We have that spiritual connection with God, with our God. For those who want to claim other gods that's unto them. But when we talk about our God, we're talking about the God of the universe, the God that created heaven and earth and make all things green and wonderful. You see what I'm talking about? It's God who gives us our rights.
That's right.
Our right to live, to life, to liberty,
That's right.
to freedom, to
Amen.
eat, to wear clothes, to have a roof over our head.
That's right.
That's our God who give that.
That's right.
But because we as a people recognize that, look, there are certain activities that we want to see happen, certain social activities or certain official activities that, look, on a day-to-day basis we don't have the time to fund up with that. Yeah. So we create the government and we say, look, government, we want you monitor this part of our affairs.
Yeah.
Okay? We want to regulate this part of our affairs. But look, in doing that, this is your Bible right here. And we give them this document right here, the Constitution. We say, look, don't overstep your authority, you know. Don't overstep your bounds. You see what I'm talking about? In transacting our business, we are saying that we don't want to do this part of our affairs, attend to this part of our affairs, because, you know what I mean, as a people, we have our own, you know, personal and private thing we need to attend to. So you attend to that. But at the same time, this document we call the Constitution, you need to make sure that you don't overstep your authority and come into our house.
True. And
try to dictate anything to us. You see what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
That's why we create that document, the Constitution. This document tells them what to do.
That's
It
right.
don't tell us what to do, my brother.
That's right.
And it never tell us what to do, and it cannot tell us what to do.
That's right.
The Constitution is for the government.
The government.
That was done by the people.
That's right.
You see what I'm talking about?
That's right.
Oh, look, we can do whatever we want to do within means, as long as we don't cause harm to we fellow men, either financially or physically. That's why we have the Constitution. So when we use the term constitutional rights, it's misstated. You follow me? It's misstated. We will have the Constitution. What we have is constitutional guarantee rights. Our rights come from our Creator. Alright? And we put it into that document to tell these people over here, so look, don't touch a goddamn Second Amendment, boy. We love our firearm and we use it. And when you get out of bound, that's why we have our goddamn firearm. Don't touch our Second Amendment. Don't touch our right to due process. We have that. Okay? We have limits. We put limits inside that document and tell them, my brother.
That's right.
And Nani of the Maroon, we recognize the works, the struggle, the history, the sacrifice for Nani of the Maroon, of a Paul Bogle, of a Fred Hamilton. Now, for a lot of you brothers and sisters out there who don't know these people who we are talking about, again, the onus is on you to go and do some research. If you're black conscious, only if you're black conscious. Again, our objective here is to inform, not to educate. We can steer in the right part or give you the document. The onus is on you to go and learn, to make yourself smart, to make yourself wiser about the issue. We recognize a Fred Hamilton, that young black brother who was cut down in his young age. A Maurice Bishop, a Malcolm X, a Carter J. Wilson, a Harriet Tubman, a Thomas Sankara, a Mackell, a Somoka Mackell, a Bookman Juti, a Toussaint Lovinshore, a Jack Dasselane.
Yes.
We recognize all them black that come before us, Brother Nooney.
That's right.
We recognize and we honor them.
That's right.
Because without them, Brother Nooney, we wouldn't be here right now, sitting in this studio, having this conversation. You see what I'm talking about?
Yes.
So we recognize them. And for you so-called blacks out there who don't recognize your blackwood or Mother Africa and think that you have arrived. You have arrived where? Great ideals know no nationality. All intelligent people know that one nationality has nothing to do with great ideals and great principle. The quote of the day: great ideals knows no nationality. Marcus Mosiah Garvey. Today, family, we're gonna be speaking about elected officials. And one person in particular we're going to speak about is a gentleman by the name of, tell them for my brother Nooney who we're going to be talking about today. Tell the audience.
Erroll G. Williams.
Say it one more time.
Erroll G. Williams.
Okay. We're going to be talking about Erroll G. Williams. And let me tell you who Erroll G. Williams is. Erroll G. Williams is the person who call himself the Assessor for the Orleans Parish here in the territory of New Orleans, Louisiana. Now, as we stated before, the Constitution is what, or is where the authority of these elected officials come from. Now, before we get deeper into speaking about this person, Erroll G. Williams, I want you guys to listen to a soundbite. I want you guys to listen to a soundbite. Listen to this.
The equal branches of government. Both our federal and state constitutions enshrine this principle of separate but equal, a principle which is meaningless and ineffective without maintenance of an independent judiciary. Although judges in this state are elected, our allegiance is to the Louisiana Constitution and to the rule of law. It is the duty and the responsibility of each judge in this state to apply the Constitution and laws to the facts that are presented without fear or favor. A judge cannot be partisan despite which way political winds may be blowing. Our independent judiciary is a hallmark of our democracy, and we all should take whatever steps are necessary to respect and preserve this independence. The state's judiciary budget is only about 1/2 of one.
Family, did you hear that? That is the Chief Justice of the Louisiana Supreme Court. That is the Chief Justice of the Louisiana Supreme Court, Bernadette Johnson. And that was straight from the horse's mouth. Bernadette Johnson, the Chief Justice, just confirmed what we have been saying, that the judiciary, or members of the judiciary, their guiding principle is the Louisiana Constitution. Well, it's the United States Constitution and the Louisiana Constitution. So that is the chief judicial person in the territory of Louisiana. You follow what I'm saying?
Follow.
She's the chief, she's the head, she's the top person.
That's right.
That sit on the bench. Her title is Chief Justice, Louisiana Supreme Court.
Yep.
All right? And she's letting everybody know that this document that we call the Constitution is what we need to follow. Right?
That's right.
Okay. So, when we tell you, or when we make the statement that the Constitution, our elected official, every single elected official should be following the Constitution, we are not saying it just because we want to talk. Right?
That's right.
We are saying it because we know that to be a fact. Now, in the Louisiana Constitution, Article 10 of the Louisiana Constitution deals with public officials and employees. All right? There is 2 sections we're going to touch on real quick in Article 10 of the Louisiana Constitution. The first section we're going to touch on is Section 30 of Article 10. Let me read Section 30 for the listening audience. Section 30 has to do with, deals with oath of office. Now, for those of you who don't know what an oath of office is, every single elected official, once appointed or nominated or win any elected seat, must within a certain time frame take or execute what is known as an oath of office. Where did that come from? Again, it came from the Constitution. Article 10, Section 30. Here goes. Every official shall take the following oath or affirmation. I, blank, do solemnly swear or affirm that I will support the Constitution and laws of the United States, and that the Constitution and laws of this state, and I will faithfully and impartially discharge and perform all the duties incumbent upon me as blank, according to the best of my ability and the understanding. So help me God. So help me God. Nooni? So help me God.
Yes.
Okay? And it says right here, every official. Alright? We're going to also look on section 28 of the same document. Section 28 of this document reads, a vacancy as used in this Constitution shall occur in the event of death, comma, resignation, comma, removal by any means, comma, or failure to take office for any reason. Failure to take office for any reason causes a vacancy in that office, wherever office it is. All right? Now, again, we're reading from Article 10. There is one more section we should touch on real quick, I think, which is the Code of Ethics. But for right now, let's leave the Code of Ethics out of it. Now, again, we'll be talking about the person that called himself the tax assessor in Orleans Parish. You know the function of that person, Nooni? You know his job description?
His job description?
Yeah.
Well, his job description is ripping people off.
Rip people off.
He's ripping people off with the taxes. You know what you've been saying all along. That's his job.
All right. Look. You're preaching to the choir, my brother. You're preaching to the choir. Look. Hold on. Let's give the benefit of the doubt for right now.
Yeah, for right now.
In my hands, I'm holding a copy. Let me show it to my Facebook family. Again, for those of you, we do live stream this program on Facebook. You can check us out at Anthony Brown for Assessor 2017. This is a copy of Mr. Erroll G. Williams' oath of office. It's a pretty looking document. Now this document, it's public. You can get a copy of this document, or any public official, don't care who the person want to be or call themselves, mayor, council member, district person, judge, whatever, as long as they come to you and beg you and ask you to put them into office, this must be on the record for you to see. And then there are certain places that this document must be stored. One of the places is the Secretary of State. And anybody can go and request this document. Yes, you're going to have to pay a fee. I did pay a fee for this. Doesn't matter. Because without this document, you cannot confirm that that person who's exercising certain authority is authorized to do it.
Yeah.
All right? Now, this document says, it look real beautiful in color, brownish, creamish color. United States of America, State of Louisiana. Tom Schneider, Secretary of State. Hey, Tom Schneider.
Tom Schneider.
Tom Schneider. Hold on. You heard the governor just asked him to step down to, right?
Yes.
What's going on there?
Well, the governor asked him to step down because he sent the hundreds of cards and told the lady she want to put his sunshine in her and sexual harassment, you know what I'm saying? So he got to step down. The governor told him to step down. The Democrats told him to step down. The Black Caucus told him to step down. But he haven't stepped down yet. He trying to say it was consensual.
Oh, so she's claiming sexual harassment,
Yeah.
and he's saying that, girl, you give it up.
Yeah, but she got all these cards and all this evidence, and her lawyer says a lie.
Yeah?
Yeah, so they're asking them to step down.
Look, we ain't going to stray from the topic, you know, but you see,
Yeah.
again, in this society that we are living in, we have to be real careful nowadays now. You know, this seemed like it was something that, look, I have no love lost for Tom Schneider, as you know. As right now, he's named defendant and our lawsuit in federal court, right?
Yeah.
But come on, this seemed like something that have been going on for some time now, based on the amount of correspondence that she have. Okay, you know, look, I'm just saying, I hope it's not a situation where there was actually consent or some, you know, what I mean, consent going on, sexual or some relationship going on. I know because of this whole flute or barrage of sexual harassment from public officials see doing that. You know what I mean? Again, I'm not defending the clown. I don't, you know.
What the show called? What the show called?
The proven truth, my brother.
All right, well, we got to get to the proven
That's
truth.
what I'm talking about. So, yeah.
So, we got to
Yeah,
get
right.
to the proven
We ain't
truth,
speculating
you know?
nothing, right?
Yeah,
You know,
we
yeah,
gotta
yeah.
read the cards and there.
Right, we have, yeah. Man, look, look,
That's
what.
funny you show it name there.
Look, let's go back to this, man. That's what I'm talking about. You listen to the proven truth. This ain't the Anthony Brown show. All right. So, as I was saying, so this document right here, then it goes on to say, as Secretary of State of the State of Louisiana, I do hereby certify that the attached is true and correct copy of oath of office for Erroll G. Williams, Assessor of Orleans Parish, as shown in the record of Louisiana Secretary of State. In testimony we write blah 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 this 3rd day of February 2016. Now this oath of office is actually for 2016. 2016, well 2017 really. Okay, done 2016. Okay. Now that's the first page, and then you have this beautiful this seal of Louisiana Secretary of State. Okay? You got that. And then microphone. Okay, family, 1 second. His microphone is not on. Your microphone is on, Nuni?
What, it ain't?
I cannot make it out. Okay. His microphone is not on. My microphone. Okay, let's roll the punch while we're doing this, Nuni. What microphone you on? You're on 3, right?
It's 3?
Yeah, that's 3. Go ahead, Amir.
You can hear me?
Yeah, I think that's you right there.
All right.
Thanks, my brother. You see that's how our listening audience work. You know, they tell us when you know they communicate. That's what we like about it. They communicate with us. Okay, so this is what happened. And the second document here is actually. This is actually the oath of office for Erroll G. Williams. State of Louisiana, Parish of Orleans. I, Erroll G. Williams, do solemnly swear and affirm that I will support the Constitution and laws of the United States and the Constitution and laws of the state, and that I will faithfully and impartially discharge and perform all the duties incumbent on me as Assessor of Orleans Parish, according to the best of my ability and understanding, so help me God. So this right here, and then at the bottom, there's a fancy signature, Williams Erroll, and the date. Below that is mailing address, residential address, and his office mailing address. Okay? So that look, to me, that look legit. And not only that it look legit, but this oath is in line with Article 30 or Section 30 of Article 10 of the Constitution. You see what I'm talking about? That look good. Let's go on some more. Number 1, each public official within 30 days after receipt of his commission or within 30 days after receipt of his commission certificate, whichever is later, shall take the oath of office prescribed by law, give bond when required. Okay, so this is outlining some requirements that public officials supposed to do. You follow me, Nooney?
Yeah, I follow.
No, it says each public official within 30 days shall take the oath of office prescribed by law. Now, based on this document, we have evidence to say that, yes, Erroll G. Williams did or have on the record, the public record, an oath of office right here, which we have evidence. This is proof that Erroll Williams do have this document. But it then goes on to say, give bond. So give bond, that's a second requirement. Am I right or am I right?
You're right.
Give bond. So the first requirement was to take the oath of office that was prescribed by law within 30 days, right?
Yep.
The second requirement is to give bond when required. No, so let's talk about this. That's a stipulation. When required. Okay? Okay. So based on this, if we use the common sense, there is a requirement for when and who supposed to give bond. You follow me?
Follow.
Let's go some more. And the file the same in the proper office in the manner required by law. An oath taken prior to the date shown on the commission shall be effective and or after the date of the commission. Okay, let's go to 2. Now, number 2 is in bold black letters. Listen to number 2. Failure to comply with the above requirements creates a vacancy in the office, which shall be filled in accordance with the law as in other cases of vacancy. So you see what happened here now? We're talking about, we're going back to the constitutional requirements.
Yeah.
Section 30 tells you about the oath of office. That within 30 days you must have that oath of office. Okay? It also, Section 28 tells you about the vacancy. What can happen if that oath of office ain't there? Alright? Now, we don't know, just based on looking at this right now, if Mr. Erroll G. Williams fulfill his requirement to be called himself the Orleans Parish Assessor. We need to do some journalistic investigation. We need to do some research. You follow me?
I follow.
Now, look, for those of you who don't know, 400, what's that, Loyola? No, that's not Loyola. Royal Street.
Yeah.
400 Royal Street. Take 15 or 20 minutes out of your day. Take an hour out of your day. You must can spare an hour. Spare an hour out of your day. Go to 400 Royal Street. Go on the second floor where you'll find the law library. And randomly pick up a book and start going through it. Any book. Randomly pick up a book and start going through the book. And what you will find is that that one book will lead you or refer you to another book, and another book, and another book. And as humongous and massive as that law library is, you know where all that principle is coming from, Nuni? The Constitution, my brother. That small document right here, this small document right here, right here. This small book right here. This small book right here. Give you all those books. And all those legal authority come from this document right here. You see? Yeah. You need to do that. There's many days that we spend hours in that law library. Yeah. Doing studies and research. Many days we spend doing study and research in that law library. Now, let me share something with the listening audience and the viewing audience as well. It was because of this person, what you call it, well, it was because of Mr. Erroll G. Williams why your brother became politically active or an activist in the community. Because as one of the conscious people, I recognize that as a public official, he was not doing his work. He was not doing his work. And even though there is a oath of office and file for him, and he's sworn, you see right here, he's sworn, he signed to it. You want to confirm this from a known? That look like his signature, right? Mr. Williams' signature, right?
Yes,
at the top.
That's the signature.
Right. This is what Mr. Williams saying, people. Listen. Do solemnly swear and affirm that I will support the Constitution and laws of the United States. And he didn't, and he's still not doing it. And that's the reason why your brother got active in this old political arena. Because we recognize the fact that we are creating a vast homeless population right here in New Orleans.
That's right.
Because of criminals, crook like Erroll G. Williams.
That's right.
Because of somebody who is taking people money, the public money, under false pretense. Erroll G. Williams. Let's share something real quick with the audience. Look, we have a right to call these people crooks and criminals because they are crooks and criminals. They are taking people money under false pretenses.
That's right.
Not taking, they are robbing people of what is rightfully theirs.
Putting them on the street.
We are just scratching the surface right here, family. We are just scratching the surface right here. Just scratching the surface. Now, based on the Constitution and based on Article 10, Section 30 and Section 28 of Article 10 of the Louisiana Constitution, 1974, we know that each and every public official have certain requirements or prerequisite that they must take before sitting or conducting any function in the official capacity as an elected official. One of the requirements for that criminal who is calling himself the Assessor of Orleans Parish is that he must, or he is required. No, let's back up a bit. We don't know that yet. We don't know that yet. Let's go through our documents and confirm that. We know one of the requirements is that he must take an oath of office as one of the requirements, because it says every official. Then the second requirement is to give bond if required. Okay? So let's retract the previous statement, because until we prove to everybody that the requirement that was supposed to be met by Erroll G. Williams haven't been met, let's hold our tongue for right now. Let's be civil for a short while. So we refer back to their revised statute. What do you call what to the revised statute? The watered down version of the law. That's what a revised statute is. The watered down version. They tell that it's what make the Constitution workable. Yeah, right. The Constitution ain't ambiguous. It's clear and simple for all to understand and comprehend.
Yes.
What would the revised statute for? Just so that people within the judiciary and people who have a what you call a P number or a bar number can play around in their own private private playing field in these courts. That's all it is. It's a private club. There is no justice for us to be having these courts. We see that every day, Nooni.
Yep.
Let's go to this real quick, Nooni, so we can get for some the meat of the matters.
We are right. We are right.
Let's
get
get
it out, Andy.
Let's just share this with the people real quick. So, because we know our true authority or our true position as the boss, we are the bosses and we recognize that. We recognize that every single public official, elected official, from the Guardian President of the United States to the person who sits on the City Council, we are their bosses and we recognize and we know that. So we have to go back and make sure that when we criticize them for not doing what they're supposed to do, we have some type of documentation or legal authority by which we can stand on. So when we search the revised statute, Title 14, Title 42. Now, Title 42 of the revised statute deals with public officers and employees, right? That's the watered down version of Article 10 of the Louisiana Constitution, okay? Now, let's read under Chapter 4, Section 141. Time limitation and oath and bond, failure to comply. So basically this is a composite of Title 30, of Section 30 and Section 28. It says each public officer within 30 days after receipt of his commission or within 30 days after receipt of his commission certificate, whichever is later, shall take the oath of office prescribed by law, give bond, when required, and file the same in the proper office in the manner required by law. So right here, it's basically a verbatim of Article 10 of Louisiana Constitution, Section 30 and 28. Okay? All right. So Section 141 didn't really give us much ammunition right there. You know, it just confirmed to us that, look, okay, you are barking up the right tree. You see, you're barking up the right tree. Do some more research, okay? So we now go to Section 181 of the revised statute, which deals with bond with security residing in parish or by security company. And this is what it says. All public officers who are required by law to give bond, shall, okay, let's stop. So, what is that sentence fragment say? It says that it is said to you that apparently there is public officers or elected officials who are not required to give bond, right? And some who are.
That's right.
Right? That's what it's saying. It says all officers who are required by law to give bond, comma, shall give bond secured by personal surety residing within the parish where the officer exercise the function of his office, or by a reputable and reliable surety company doing business in the state. You know what? Let's talk about this bond for a second. You know what a bond is?
Yeah.
A bond is insurance.
Yeah.
It's the same thing when they ask you, they say, look, before you go behind that steering wheel, you will get some insurance in your car. Or you get some insurance just in case of a flood. Or you get some insurance just to secure you from liability. That's what a bond is. Public officials, we know can cause harm to people while they're acting in their capacity as a public officials. And that is why the requirement is there for them to have insurance. Insurance bond is the same linking thing. You see what I'm saying? So it's a requirement because we know, more so in Louisiana, the most corrupted political state in the union, we know that they're going to be causing harm to people. And they have been causing harm to people for decades now.
That's right.
Right?
Right.
So, okay, let's keep on the journalistic investigation to see what's going on. Now, we come to section 182. And 182 talk about officers to whom not applicable. So, here we're getting some meat on the bone.
Yeah.
This is where we want to be. Okay? Again, remember where we're coming from now, brother. We're coming from the Louisiana Constitution now.
That's right.
Right? Which is the law.
The law.
That's the law.
Law of the land.
The law of the land. And law, let me tell you something about law. Law is positive. Law is positive. What do I mean by that? Law is positive. People ask, look, I didn't go to these people, the institution of higher learning for call myself an attorney. Why should I? I'm smarter than that shit. What happened? Law is positive in the sense that the Constitution is positive. It tells you directly what you need to do.
That's right.
It tells you directly what you need to do.
That's right.
And where it don't state it, it doesn't apply.
That's right.
Law is positive. So now we know we're getting closer to the whole meat of the matter. This is what section 182 says. It says, officers to whom not applicable. The provision of revised statute 42 semicolon 181 shall not apply to state treasurer, comma, the state auditor, comma, parish recorders, and clerks of the district court. Gunshot! That's your ammunition for your gun, my brother. That's it. Hold on it. Mr. Erroll G. Williams, is he a state treasurer? Is he a state treasurer? Erroll Williams.
No.
Is he a state auditor?
No.
Is he a parish recorder?
No.
Is he a clerk of the district court?
No.
So, my brother, we now know for a fact that Erroll G. Williams is required to have a bond, right?
Yes.
Look, this is what we're going to do, my brother. We're going to take a break. And we're going to come back. We're going to ponder on this knowledge what we get right here.
That's something for it. It's unfair on
Babylon
you.
set the liberty every day, another one bite the dust. My Lord, you don't have to say you're sorry for all the wrongs that you have done. I don't want to hear some story, 'cause the damage already done. Oh, the damage already done. Broken bones and sweet tender repair. Hang on, brother man, don't despair. Although we forgive 7 times 7, still the damage already done. So much damage already done. Stop and listen now, mind to meditation's time. Go it straight to your mind, to your wicked and wise. Only where you can live
One must be got tied up.
vibes is to free up the soul and mind. Yaga, 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 yo.
One must have got tied up.
No, him text me.
Say you're sorry for all the wrongs that you have done. I don't want to hear sad story, 'cause the damage already done. Oh, the damage already done. Everybody wants their peace of mind, trying to justify who they feel with mankind. Sometimes I wonder how they sleep at night time, when all the damage already done. Oh, the damage already done. Stop and listen a while to meditation's time. Go it straight to your mind, to your wicked and wise. Only where you can deal with these vibes is to free up your soul and mind. Yaga, 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 yo. You don't have to say you're sorry for all the wrongs that
That's just the
you
first
have
hour, you know.
I like that. You call it like you see it. That's good somebody called you and told you about the mic. I like that. That make me know people listen.
Yeah.
All you Eden and poor buyers, no matter what you have tried, can't stop the work of King Selassie until the grace most high. Hurt the heart, but you can't hurt the soul. Trusting in the Almighty more and more. Me no wonder no devil control. God does me guide when me a play life role. Hurt the heart, but you can't hurt the soul. Trusting in the Almighty more and more. Me no wonder no devil control. God does me guide when me a play. Where we love him and him kingdom me a go tour. Love me so much me no have to kick off no door. Just for receiving more and more. Every day he then broke out like the sword. Good over evil and Tony be sure. Now never
I get the
that's what we obtain. Them who we worshiping at the wrong name. On the Babylon and I go lose on the fame. Now go drink no wine, we not go sniff no cocaine. Rastafari we come to proclaim, proclaim. Hurt the heart, but you can't hurt the soul. Trusting of the Almighty more and more. Me no under no devil control. God does me guide when me a play life role. Hurt the heart, but you can't hurt the soul. Trusting of the Almighty more and more. Me no under no devil control. God does me guide when me a play. Where me love him and him kingdom me a go tour. Love me so much me want to kick off my door. Just for receiving more and more. Every day he then broke out like a sword. Put over evil and Tony be sure. Now live a Kingston but me live a Portmore. When me meditate upon the seashore. Talking to the rich and also to the poor. Hurt the heart but you can't hurt the soul. Trusting of the Almighty more and more. Me no under no devil control. God does me guide when me a play life role. Hurt the heart but you can't hurt the soul. Trusting of the Almighty more and more.
Yes, family, welcome back. Welcome back to the second hour of the program. Welcome back to the second hour of the program. You are listening to The Proven Truth with your brother and host, Anthony Brown. Coming to you live from the studio of Radio Gumbo Creole here in the territory of New Orleans, Louisiana. To participate in the show, you can dial us at 504-303-8922. You can also listen to us on your device by dialing 712-432-7883. You can check us out on the web at www.radiogumbocreole.net. We live stream this and every show on the Facebook. You can follow us on Facebook, or you can check us out on Facebook by going to facebook.com/Anthony Brown for Assessor 2017. That's for Anthony Brown for Assessor, ASSESSOR 2017. We have here in the studio with us a colleague, a brother, the next U.S. representative for what is that's the second district?
Second district.
For the second district, Louisiana, Belden Nooniman Batiste. Belden Nooniman Batiste, man. Belden, that's my brother. Let me tell you something. I met this brother out there in the grind, in the struggle for equality, in the struggle for justice, in the struggle for equity, in the struggle for, political corruption. That's where I met this brother, a kinfolk, somebody who, like myself, don't believe that corrupted politicians should get away, or we should allow them to slide under the rug without calling them out or challenging them. Just like myself, this brother recognized that public officials are our servant. They sustain, or they are having a livelihood because we the people give it to them. And this brother like myself recognized that if it wasn't for us, the people, these elected officials wouldn't be driving the posh car you know, wearing these fancy eardos, living in these big mansions. You see, we recognize that. And that's where I met this brother. And look, we're going to dive more into that relationship in a minute. You know, I'm going to give him a chance to kind of, you know, tell you a little bit about himself, about his platform, about things that we have on the agenda plan. You know, because, look, I'll be endorsing this brother, you know what I mean, wherever and whenever, you know, it's in my portfolio to do. But before, you know, again, let's pick up where we left off on the first hour of the program. We recognize, and it has been confirmed, because look, you know, we don't know much, right? We don't know much. So we have to get confirmation from people who are well versed or well knowledgeable in certain issues or on certain topics. So we went to the person with the authority, okay, or claim that she have the authority and the knowledge, just to see if we can get confirmation. So we choose to consult the Chief Justice of the Louisiana Supreme Court, Bernadette Johnson. And for those of you who didn't hear that soundbite before, Miss Bernadette Johnson confirmed what we have been saying for some time now, or for some while now, that the Louisiana Constitution is the legal authority, not only the Louisiana Constitution, but the United States Constitution, alongside the Louisiana Constitution, is the legal authority by which the judiciary or the members of the court look or turns to for the legal guidance. It's the pinnacle of all legal authority. So in checking that authority, we recognize in the Louisiana Constitution, Article 10 of the Louisiana Constitution deals with public officials and employees. And in section 30 of that document outlines or speak about the oath of office. And an oath of office is a procedure by which elected officials must do or conduct or execute before entering or doing anything as an elected official. We also, during our research, came across section 28 of Article 10 of Louisiana Constitution, which deals with vacancy. And it outlines what and when a vacancy can occur. So knowing that, we went and we start our investigation with one Mr. Erroll G. Williams, who calls himself, what he call himself, Noni?
Assessor.
The assessor? Oh, okay. Thank you, Noni. He called himself the Orleans Parish Assessor. Whether or not that is true, we don't know. But again, the name of this show is what?
The Proven Truth.
The Proven Truth. Not the Anthony Brown Show. So we're going to prove that. Now, right before we go to the break, we read a couple of their laws. Laws that pertain to them, not to us, not to them. And we came across under Title 40 of the Revised Statute, under Title 42 of the Revised Statute, which again is the watered down version of the Constitution, but it deals with public officers and the employee, because we recognize that one of the requirements was that first, every single elected official must take what is known as an oath of office. That was one requirement. Then the second requirement was to give bond. And as me and my brother was talking about that, what bond is basically an insurance policy. Because we know during your time as an elected official, is a possibility that you're going to cause harm, or you will cause harm to people. No, you have elected officials who cause harm to people, and they ass end up behind bars, rightfully so. And you have elected officials who cause harm to people and supposed to, for a minimum, based on the harm that they cause, like in the situation of Erroll G. Williams, who is called himself the all-inspired assessor, who because of his action, or you can say inaction to some extent, create one of the most vastest homeless population within these unions. Now, look, family, this is serious. This is Nooney, this is serious, my brother.
It is.
Look, just imagine for a second. You work all your life, my brother, and you buy a piece of property. You call it your own. You find yourself a beautiful female, and you don't do what name Tom Schneider do. You know, yeah. you decide to settle down with that female, and you know what I mean, and raise a family, and you know what I mean. You raise a family, and you buy a piece of land, and you buy a piece of property, and you say, okay, that's my house. You know, you and that beautiful female make some kids, right? Yeah. And then kids grow up, and you say, well, okay, man, you know something? I feel comfortable in myself that as a man, I did what I need to do, not only for my immediate family, but for my kids and their kids, by buying this piece of property, right? And leaving this piece of property, this house, this home, so that they can never be homeless, because you make sure you provide for them. You see what I'm talking about? And within yourself, you feel good, you know what I mean? But here comes somebody now, like a Erroll G. Williams, a crooked bastard like this, who is going to come and take your property without no proof, without no third-party arbitrator, just because he's saying that he have a right or the authority to do that. Mm-hmm. To me, that's all like a bully, my brother.
That is a bully.
To me, that's all like some gangster shit.
That is something like gangster stuff.
That's all like the mafia. Not even right. That's a mafia, huh?
Yeah, because he taking innocent people property, and when his brothers, his daddy had 35 children, I think, and he ain't taking none of their houses. But when you putting people and taking their houses and putting them neat to the bridge, that's serious. That's gangster. That's a bully. That's a person that don't care.
Hold on, my brother. Look. Before we even go into the details, we say this is what we commit to doing here on this program. To inform.
That's right.
That's our fundamental principle, is to inform. We ain't gonna impose our personal ideology.
Yeah.
On nobody. Yeah, we can talk amongst ourselves.
Yeah, you're right.
But when we speak concerning issue,
yeah.
Whichever right. Critics out there who want to criticize can always criticize.
Yeah.
But we're gonna make certain before we dive into that argument.
Yeah.
We gonna prove what we saying to be factual.
That's right.
Or to be truth.
That's right.
And how do we describe truth? We describe truth that to which is proven facts and reality.
Facts and reality.
You see what I'm talking about?
And that's true. That's
okay.
True.
So
you got the fact.
when we during our investigation, we recognize that some officials was required to have bond and some official wasn't required to have bond. Now when we read and revise, when you read on section 182, this is what section 182 says. Officers to whom not applicable. The provision of revised statute 42 semicolon 181 shall not apply to the state treasurer, comma, the state auditor, comma, parish recorders, and clerks of the district court. Now this guy is claiming to be the assessor of Orleans Parish. Does it say anything here about not applicable to the assessor?
No, it don't.
Okay. What did we just say a while ago? We said law is positive, right?
That's right.
So, if the law didn't say assessors, that means they ain't excluded.
That's right.
You see what I'm saying? That means you see what I'm talking about? So, here we have a situation. This right here is our ammunition to put inside our gun. We can this is the ammunition right here, my brother.
The bullets.
This is the bullets. We're going on the range, don't we? So, what was our next step? When we recognize that the law, what is the law? The Constitution. Let nobody tell you otherwise. The Constitution is the law of the land. That's it, period, full stop. Go no further. When the Constitution directs you to do something, you do it. You don't have to ask nobody. The Constitution said do it, it's a law. That's Why right. It's a law? Because we the people said that it's a law.
That's right.
We write that crap. We give these clowns a barrier. We bind the hands of political players, our political actors. Judges, legislator, or administrators, don't care what branch of government. That Constitution pertains directly to them. You follow me?
Yeah.
What did we do next? Because again, when we get Mr. Williams out of office, after that, we said to ourselves, okay, maybe this guy is an honorable guy. Maybe he's following the law. And we like when people follow the law. You know, we are a law-abiding people. We are law-abiding. As a society, we are law-abiding. As individuals, we are law-abiding. So we like when our public officials follow the law too, right?
That's right.
We see that Mr. Williams signed his oath of office, signed the fact that he received a copy of the Code of Ethics. We saw that. No, they press that button. Is it for the top? Record. No, the blue one.
The blue?
Yeah.
Wait.
No, okay, I got it.
Oh, they're right there.
Yeah. Okay? We recognize that. Okay? But there's a requirement for Mr. Williams to give bond. Because we know that Mr. Williams is out here committing atrocities on the people of New Orleans by stealing their property from them. You see what I'm talking about? So what did we do, Noonie? We, based on this same Constitution, went to the clerk of, well, yeah, she's also the clerk, but the Land Record Office Division of Orleans Parish, where the bond, according to this document, supposed to be recorded from Mr. Erroll G. Williams. We did our due diligence, my brother, and we didn't come across no bond. So we thought to ourselves that, look, maybe we didn't have the technical knowledge or experience to find this bond. So we put in a public request asking the custodian of public records to look. Look, we did our search pursuant to the Public Record Request Act of Louisiana, looking for this elected official bond according to the law, and we couldn't find it. Could you please, in your capacity as the keeper or securer of public record requests, send us a copy of Mr. Erroll G. Williams' bond so that we may verify said document for ourselves, right? We did that, Nooney. The first copy we said we didn't get back no answer, no response. We pick up the phone and we call the recorder of public document, one Miss Dale Atkins, somebody who you know fully I call your friend, Nooney, Miss Dale Atkins. She didn't answer.
They ain't my friend.
She have her assistant, Miss Napoleon, call us. I'm off, didn't even call us. I went there and they didn't. We sent a second request from our Facebook audience. And they tell us that there was none. But even before they tell us that there was none, we know
that there was none.
That there was none. Right? So, need we go any further? Based on that evidence and that evidence alone, we have a remedy against this imposter that's calling himself the Orleans Parish Assessor. The requirements that were supposed to be made are fulfilled before he conduct any business as the Orleans Parish Assessor haven't been made, my brother. Haven't.
That's right.
Haven't. Let me show you how serious an issue that is. Section 184, acceptance of bond. The bonds of public officers shall be accepted by the parish recorder, comma, the clerk of the district court, comma, and the president of the police jury, comma, or any two of them. Well, in Orleans Parish, the police jury don't really refer to us. You know what I mean? That's in, out there like Ascension Parish. They got that police jury. That's just some whole different rigmarole. But here in New Orleans, the parish recorder and the civil district clerk is one and the same. Right? Well, let's really look further, because I want to show you the kicker right here. In the absence of the third, within 30 days from the date of his commission, and before entering up on his duty. You see what I'm talking about? This is the evidence we're talking about. This is facts and reality right here. This is the ammunition for your gun.
The proven truth.
So when we tell people, we don't care how long ago it was when your property was stolen from you by Mitchell or the city councilor, from Erroll G. Look, listen to this. 1985, my brother. Erroll Williams, since 1985, been occupying the seat of assessor. Before it was 7 district, and when it was, I think it was in 2010 or 8, whatever, then it changed it to a single assessor.
Yeah.
As long as Erroll Williams sit in the seat as assessor and people have been losing their property, there is a remedy. Because he sit in that seat, he commence duty as an assessor without fulfilling the requirement of his job, of the Orleans Parish assessor, leaving him liable.
That's right.
And that is the reason why we have what is known as the bond requirement. That's it right here. It's there for anybody to see. You must fulfill that requirement before commencing. Now, we're going to talk briefly about the fight back. Let's talk about the fight back. Let's talk about the fight back, brother. The fight back was in full force and effect last year, October.
Yeah.
Last year, October, family, we was actually on the ballot. I step up to the plate, recognizing the imposter that was sitting in the office or in the seat of the Orleans Parish Assessor. And that imposter fight back with a fury, a criminal conduct and activity. And alongside him was members of his own family and the Louisiana political machine.
Yep.
Now, my brother Nooney was there alongside with me, fighting. But Nooney, I want to just briefly tell the listening audience a little bit about what occurred, well, in your race last year.
Yeah.
Who you was going up against, what happened, and where you stand right now in that fight back.
All right. Well, I ran for District D against Jerry Broussette. I ran for Councilman District D. And it was October the 14th election, 2017, along with what they did to Mr. Anthony, they did to me. They said I didn't have no taxes or nothing like that. None of that was true. And so what we did was we filed a federal lawsuit. And when we filed the federal lawsuit, we found out the judge, Trish Malloy, was part of the machine, her and her son.
Melanzo, huh?
Melanzo,
right.
Yeah, Melanzo, she was part of the machine with her son. And so then we ran into to get her accused, and she got accused. And when she got accused, she stepped down and gave it to Susan Morgan. And Susan Morgan tried to deny us without even hearing our complaint or even hearing nothing. And she's part of the machine, I think. But we had a little demonstration out there. Me and Mr. Brown gonna keep on fighting and coming with the proven truth.
So whose seat you was running for last year?
Jared Broussette.
That's what. Which district was that?
That was District D.
District D.
Yeah.
Was there some there was some stats before, even before you was illegally moved from the ballot?
Yeah,
right?
yeah. He was losing like 3-1, and they couldn't have that because along like you trying to do with the assessor, they don't want nobody in the district to clean up the district because there's so much corruption that Jared Broussette has been doing, and all the people was tired of Jared and they wanted to go with me, and he got whiff of that, him in the political machine, and got me thrown out the race for no reason at all. Okay.
Look, just briefly, if you can, Nooney,
right.
Explain the process, the process that they actually use to do that.
All right.
You know,
real quick.
The court
brought
system
me,
and
they brought me to court, and the judge was one of their friends from the machine. His name was Karen Reese, and you know they didn't even hear nothing from me. They let the lawyer walk in. I had eight of lawyers that excused themselves. So Karen Reese took it on himself, and I'm sitting in the court in Claire Jupiter court, and Judge Jupiter secretary tell him it's already fixed the case. They didn't know I was the only one there because I was early sitting in the court. So she told the lawyer it's already fixed. So lawyer goes up to Karen Reese, talk with him, go in the back. And so I'm asking them why he's in the back, because I'm supposed to be in the back there hearing what they're saying. So when I go to the back, we go on the bench, and he ruled against me. And he didn't want to hear nothing or nothing. This man just ruled against me. And
so the ruling came down in your case, and you wasn't even in the courtroom.
No, I wasn't.
The clerk.
The clerk saw me down there for another. There were 7 people kicked out. So the guy that works down there, he's the clerk. He said they got a ruling in your case. So he brought it to me, and I was shocked. They never called me or nothing. And before that morning, that day of, they come 11:30 at night and deliver the subpoena. Tell me I gotta be at court at 9. So
hold on, boy. So they came to you 11:30 p.m. in the night.
That's right.
And give you a summons.
And gave me a summons
to come to court 9 o'clock the following morning.
The following morning. And you know, and then I went that following morning, but I went to another judge who was Claire Jupiter, and she accused herself because she claimed she knew me and she knew the other guy. So then they made me sit there like 2-3 hours, wait till Karen Reese come, and then he comes in and he ruled over the decision, and then they didn't even let me know nothing.
So how many I heard like it was like how many judges recused themselves from your case?
It was 8 judges excused themselves from the court. And some of them.
So what does that mean? So you mean the case was presented before 8 judges, and they look at the case and they say, well, we ain't gonna be arguing. We won't be trying this case. For whatever reason.
For whatever reason.
They ain't gonna be trying this case.
But they know it was a bunch of baloney.
Right.
So they didn't want the case. So they found Karen Reese, who is known with the machine, Cedric Richmond, Blair Boutique, and Ike Spears now.
Well, what I know, I say, I've made a listening audience knowing that, look, for those of you who don't know this warrior that's inside the studio with us today, Noonie man, look, if you should ever come to New Orleans, if you should ever be here in New Orleans, right, or get the chance to walk with Noonie man in and around, you know, certain, a matter of fact, it doesn't matter where. You cannot walk 10 feet with Noonie man and somebody ain't shaking his hand or calling to him or saying what's up or have some deep conversation. This is the type of warrior we have inside. This type of community activist we have inside here in the studio with us today. This guy is somebody who is well known in this community. A matter of fact, Noonie, well, the last name is Baptiste, right?
Yeah, Baptiste, Belden Noonie man Baptiste.
Right, and just the name Baptiste alone. Just the name Baptiste alone have a history in this community, right?
Yeah, I have a history of music, the baby dolls, and doing a lot of stuff in the community from the 6th Ward. Yeah.
Okay, so look, we ain't talking about anybody that's fly by night.
No.
Right? We're talking about somebody who is rooted in this community, right? And you know what I mean, speaks on behalf of the people for some time now and still continue to do that. So when we have 8 judges and the civil district court see a Noonie man Baptiste and a summons or a complaint, they look twice, huh, Noonie?
Yeah, they didn't want no part of that.
They didn't want no part of that.
Yeah.
Not because the document or the complaint was wasn't right or wasn't just.
Yeah.
Right? It's because it's the fact that they look at that complaint and recognize that that complaint shouldn't even be in the court from the get.
From the get-go. From the get-go.
Right?
Yeah.
They don't want to be the one who to make that or render that injustice and a Nuniman Baptiste.
That's right, because they know in the late it's going to come back to hunt them.
Right, right.
Yeah. So they didn't want no part of it.
But let me follow here. So you are saying that the powers that be, the political machine, went and find a scrupulous player, find a Carl Reese?
Yeah, it's pay to play. So they found Carl Reese, and that's and he was the one to do it.
Okay, so he was the one who
to do their dirty work.
He was the one who totally disregarded the Constitution.
Yeah.
Totally disregard his oath of office.
Yeah.
Totally disregard his fiduciary duty to the people.
That's right.
And went ahead and side with the political machine to illegally remove a qualified candidate from the ballot.
Yeah, and then I saw him at Loyola at a mayor's farm, and him and Paula Brown went partying and showed to all the judges who I was. You know what I'm saying? Then he almost caught a fit and talking about this, that, and that, but nobody never asked him that. He just walk up to talk to me.
Right. So okay. No, let's tell the audience a little bit about what the complaint said, or what was on the complaint. What was their argument why you wasn't a fit candidate, or why you shouldn't be on the ballot for last year?
They said I falsified the papers and the taxes. I didn't file for 4 years in state taxes, and that complaint really don't fly.
Well, not falsify, but they say that you failed to file taxes for the previous 5 years.
They say we signed a falsified.
Oh, okay.
Remember that falsified?
The notice of candidacy.
Yeah, the notice of candidacy was falsified, but we couldn't have. I couldn't have falsified the candidacy because number 8 said if you file federal taxes, federal or state taxes, or was required not to file taxes. So we wasn't required to because we didn't have an earned income.
Hold on. Family, let me break this down for you real quick or easy. Here a few minutes ago, we saw where the Constitution require a Erroll G. Williams to take an oath of office and require a Erroll G. Williams to provide bond. And there is no bond according to the Constitution and record or where it's supposed to be for Erroll G. Williams. So we know that Erroll G. Williams is actually an imposter in the office of the Orleans Parish Assessor. He's a criminal, he's a crook, he's a gangster. He's actually taking people's property right now, as we speak, without any legal authority. And here we have a champion of the people in a Mr. Nuniman Meldon Baptiste. Right?
Yes.
They levy a charge against him for not fulfilling a requirement, which there was no requirement to be fulfilled. Now, what he's talking about, family, when you run for public office, there is a period in which they call it the qualifying period, right, Noni?
Yeah, the
qualifying period. And the qualifying day, you go to the court or parish, whatever you call it, and you pay your fees and you fill out some documents, and then you sign what is known as a notice of candidacy. And on that notice of candidacy, there's a section or a paragraph. Look, a whole paragraph in the family. Listen carefully. A whole paragraph. And for those of us who went to the public school system, we know what a paragraph is. a paragraph comprises of maybe 3 or more sentences, right? Now, within that paragraph, there were some questions that was asked, whether or not you file a federal and or state required state or federal income tax, whether or not you was required, whether or not you asked for extension, whether or not but 5 different questions as well. But one of the key component of that paragraph was, were you required? So again, family, in law is positive. There must be a requirement in law for it to affect you. Law is positive. So where there is no requirement, how can you be held liable when there is no requirement?
That's right.
Right? So they sanction, no, not only you, but they are rendering, no, we're laughing about this,
Yeah.
but
It's serious.
It's serious. Here we have proof that we have elected officials conducting business when they haven't met the requirement to do any function in that capacity. Right?
That's right.
We have proof right here.
That's right.
So, if it is that important to the point where they take you in court, they find somebody to write a complaint against you and take you into court.
Yeah.
Why we have a Erroll G. Williams sitting getting taxpayers' money every month?
That's right.
To the tune of what? $86,000, how much $1,000 a year?
That's right. And plus how much he put in his pocket.
It's a crying shame, my brother.
It is.
So, let's go back to that requirement. They use that paragraph,
Yeah.
and they say to you that, look, that paragraph applies, or you state false to that paragraph.
That's right.
Now, did they say you state false to the first sentence or the first 2 sentences?
No.
Oh, I'm sorry. They say you state false to the 3rd sentence, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that's what they really say. We stated false to the
To the whole complete thing. That's what they're
That's
saying.
right. That's right.
They didn't specify which part of that paragraph you state false
They
to.
say what part. Of the
They
third
say you
part.
state false
That's right.
to paragraph 8.
Yeah, to paragraph 8, which I saw
How
we
can you state false to the whole paragraph?
That's right.
How can you state false to the whole paragraph?
That's right.
The whole again, for those of us who went to the public school system, we're talking about the English language. I'm no master at the English language, but the last time I checked, for you to have a paragraph must comprise of a few sentences.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. And after that, get into the other part. After that, if you state false, right, the DA is supposed to deal with you and bring up charges and everything.
My brother, look.
That's another big one.
Look, I don't even touch that as yet.
Yeah.
I don't, because that's a whole total different
Yeah,
show, my brother.
Totally different show.
I don't want to touch it as yet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're not sticking to this
Yeah,
to the
stick to
basic
this.
part, right?
That's
You
right.
see,
Yeah, but I just had to throw
you have
that
to
in there.
ease it on to the people.
Yeah, the easy.
You have to ease it on. You know what I mean?
Ease it on. Yeah.
Get to them piece by
Yeah.
piece.
Yeah,
You
get
feel what I'm
piece
talking
by
about?
piece.
We have to dissect this because we're trying to figure out our comprehend among ourselves.
That's right.
If a requirement is so important
That's right.
or is so significant
That's right.
to this whole business of qualifying for elected office,
That's right.
where is that same important as it relates to people who is actually nominated or appointed or elected to public office?
That's right.
Where's that where's that outrage? Where's that cry?
That's right.
Where's that legal force of the arm?
That's
of
right.
the judiciary.
That's right.
Huh?
Where's that?
Where's that?
Where's that?
Yeah? Oh, I don't hear, oh, I don't see complaints coming out of the woodworks for Erroll G. Williams. Where's the complaint? And you see, it is serious to the point where they had was to challenge 7 candidates from the ballot last year.
That's right.
Well, the truth about it, I think one of the candidates was about his party affiliation.
Yeah. So 6.
Yeah. It's actually 6. One of them was about the party affiliation.
Yeah.
So in that sense, it's actually 6.
Yeah.
Right. 7 candidates was challenged.
Yeah.
But 6 was it was the same.
That's right.
They used the same Jim Crow bullshit
laws.
law, so-called law.
The Jim Crow so-called law.
Right.
And all this was drummed up by the same people, the machine.
Right.
The machine, Cedric
Right.
Richmond, Blair Boutique, Ike Spears, and all that. Because they know you was gonna be there with me.
Mm-hmm.
They know I was gonna beat Jared Bruce.
Mm-hmm.
But what else they knew, we was for the people.
Right.
And they didn't want that.
Right.
They still want the people to be in poverty.
Right.
You know, they didn't want that.
Right.
What you was talking on the campaign trail, talking to people, how the people was running up to you.
Right.
They didn't know you was gonna be there with them.
Right.
They didn't know you was gonna make the taxes and all that better for people, where people can save their houses and everything.
Right.
But they don't want that because that's how they make their money.
Let me tell you something,
poor
man.
folks.
Let me tell you something, brother. I'm beating Erroll Williams' ass right now. I don't have to be in public office to
That's
beat him.
right.
We're beating them right now.
That's
Noonan.
right.
We
We're
are
gonna
beating
keep
them
on
hands
hitting
down right now.
And we're gonna keep
And we're going to
beating
keep on beating them.
whoever it is doing wrong, we're gonna beat them.
We're going to keep on beating them, and we are beating them. We don't have to be in public office to beat them. Even though, as we speak right now, the process is still continuing.
That's right.
Because, you know, go ahead and tell the people where we're at right now with this, with the legal process in federal court.
Well, in federal court, we are still in Susan Morgan court, because Trish Millard and her son, we found out, was part of the machine, and Mr. Anthony got him excused. Once he wrote up a complaint, got him excused, so we in Susan Morgan court, and she tried to run, denied, because Trish Millard is her friend and she's part of the machine, and she gave what Anthony finished giving right now is the oath. She gave a Senate oath the same way, and that she would judge like that, and she denied the case for no reason. And we not gonna let her get away. We're gonna keep on fighting. We had a protest and an action now.
This is what we are saying, family. We recognize that the far-reaching political arms of the Louisiana political machine extend to the U.S. District Court. We recognize that. And the fight continues. But you need to understand the grassroots level, or you need to understand where the fight is coming from.
That's right.
Or the purpose for this fight.
That's right.
This fight is not because we don't have anything to do. This fight is a recognition that we have elected officials from all branch of government.
That's right.
That is violating the Constitution.
That's right.
Is committing treason to that extent. Violating the Constitution, violating the oath of office.
That's right.
Disregarding the will of the people.
That's right.
Committing malfeasance in office.
That's right.
Collecting a salary or a pension under false pretense.
That's right. And who is there to check these folks?
Right.
Or who is there to make sure they're doing right? Nobody, because they got every branch of the government, and we gonna keep on fighting.
We recognize, we the conscious few. There's a conscious few of us. There's a few of us who recognize our authority and position as the bosses to these corrupt politician who look, the system, the constitution have a provision for check and balances. We the people must check these elected officials. We are the ones who they come to on their hands and knees every 2, 4, and 6 years respectively and beg us and show us their resume and tell us how good a person they are and what they can and will do.
That's right.
So we in return go to the ballot boxes, go behind that screen, and we put our X's. Right? And when enough of us put our X's behind one person, that one person become the victor.
That's right.
Right?
That's right.
So it is that same principle that we the people, we the bosses, must use to check these people when they're committing malfeasance in office, when they are not doing what they promised to us that they would do. You see what I'm talking about?
That's
In
right.
your same case, or in my case,
That's right.
when we take our complaint to Bernadette Johnson,
That's right.
being the Chief Justice, and she deny us. Look, it wasn't Bernadette Johnson alone,
No, it wasn't.
right? It was Greg, Scott, James, Marcus R. Clark, Associated Justice, James T. Genevers, Associated Justice, Krishan, Scott J. Krishan, Associated Justice, and Guthrie, Greg J. Guthrie, Associated Justice. All of these people, it was 5 of them all told,
That's right.
who deny us the writ when we filed that writ in the Louisiana Supreme Court.
They bought and paid for.
It was, look, when you read again, we're talking about the Constitution.
That's right.
The Constitution is positive. The Constitution is law. The Constitution was implemented and created for government officials, not we the Guardian people.
That's right. That's right.
It is to tell them, the politician,
and you just
what they are to do.
You proved it with that sound bite. Bernadette Johnson just said it with the sound bite. Everything you said, you proved the truth with it.
And that's what I'm saying. When it comes on to when they're applying for the job, when they are applying for the job, my brother,
they saying it there.
Politically correct statement they do make.
That's right.
You see?
That's right.
They come to you and they so smooth talking.
That's right.
And so humble.
That's
you would
right.
think that, oh my God, yeah, I do need this person in office. You remember Bernadette Johnson?
Yeah.
All over New Orleans.
All over New Orleans.
All in these
That's
these groups and begging.
Fighting for her for justice.
Can you please look? I got a right. It's constitutional guarantee.
That's right.
I am being oppressed because 1, I'm a black female.
That's right.
Right? I'm a female.
That's right.
2, I'm black.
That's what
You
she
see?
said.
Yeah. So
people
she
fought
was
for
crying.
her.
She was crying foul.
And they fought for her.
Right.
And then when it came to do justice for other people,
Right.
and justice and what was right, she didn't do nothing. That's what they do. They come shake our hands, sit with us, tell us this, tell us that, and we vote them in. And after that, they don't know no more. Till the next 4 years, they're coming with the same old story.
Hey, look, man, my brother, I'm telling you, man, these 2 hours just fly so quick, man.
You know?
You know, we have so much more to talk about. We don't even start to scratch the surface as it, my brother.
Right.
Because we can show the people about that disqualification process. We can prove to them that in and of itself was illegal and wrong.
That's right.
And biased. Because
That's
the
right.
Constitution tell them in a situation like that who and when somebody can be disqualified from the ballot.
The proven truth.
You see, brothers and sisters, it's the shortest 2 hours. It's the shortest 2 hours and the year. By a queen, the time, where does the time go? You are listening to The Proven Truth with your brother and host, Anthony Brown. You can check us out here every Monday and Thursdays between the hours of 4 and 6 p.m. You can also check us out on Saturdays when we tone it down a bit and play reggae music from the island. Look, it's Thursday, right?
Yeah.
It's Thursday. Brothers and sisters, I want to thank my brother Noonie Man, Noonie Man Belen Baptiste, the next congressman for this district, stopping in the studio. And as always, this is your brother Anthony Brown saying much love.
You don't need a hand fight now, folks. Cause everything that's in them rightful won't belong to us.